who's ready to get making this cute apple felt banner. So you'll find the designs over on my blog at toniimlay.com. Let's get making it. Okay, so this is how the page 2 of the pattern comes. And so we're going to first, it is butcher paper that is just comes as the 8.5 by 11. So first because I like to save felt or whatever I'm going to cut it out with, fabric or whatever. So I cut out all the pieces, which, you know, only takes a short time. And then, and I have them each labeled so you know which one. And you can do them whatever colors you want. You could obviously do something other than the felt, but the felt is kind of sturdy. So, and it's so cute. Like I said, I get my felt, it's the wool felt from Benzie Design, and it is great. It is this nice quality felt. It's not super expensive, and you just get a sheet, and you get a lot of projects out of one sheet. And this is so handy. So when you do it on the butcher paper, when you print it on the butcher paper, like you can just print on regular paper and cut them out and trace them, but on the butcher paper, it adheres to it just briefly, you know, until you peel it off, and then you're able to have a nicely, you know, clean edges and everything. So here's the stems. And obviously, you know, we have our fabric scissors and our paper scissors. You don't cut paper with fabric scissors, right? Okay, so this is pretty quick. So these are the little highlights on the pieces, and you put that on top. It's the shiny part against. It's kind of a waxy, you know, and it, I don't know, 5 seconds or so, just kind of put that on, and it presses. And then, and I cut out just the pieces, you know, just to make it easier. And I kind of like to lay them out later. I mean, kind of as I'm going, because then I can move from one to the next. Oh, I think I did that opposite. Guys, it's all right. And one good thing, because I did do it opposite, which is still okay, the shapes of the things, they will, like, it is still a little waxy, so you can take it off and try again, but it's okay with this little design. It's okay if they're on, if it's not exactly the right, let's see here, the right pieces. So, sorry, I want to get that right on. Like I said, about 5 seconds per design. Do that. Get our last one here. And then we're going to cut them out, and then we will glue them all together. So, like I said, fabric scissors. That one's hot. You wait for it to look cool a little bit. So one trick is sometimes to use your thing, move the item that you're cutting versus your scissors. It makes a cleaner cut line. Always have to make sure the recording too. Clean cuts. Now, I do love to save my scraps, so it peels off just like that. I like to save my scraps because then I can cut them in tiny pieces, and if I'm going to do a stuffed little design, then I can use the fabric to stuff inside. So, okay, so here, just kind of peel at that edge, and it peels off. Look how cool that is. Isn't that pretty red? I'm going to cut these out, each out. Basically just closing my scissors, and I rotate around, rotate the felt, and it's okay if I'm not totally on the lines. Like I said, it's nice to save felt. I don't be a fun project, you know, to even do with kids, you know, and they can help make some little fall craft. We're going to make a fun little apple felt banner. Peel those off. It would be super cute to like do front and back, and then you can stuff them. You can find these designs again and on my blog, ToniImlay.com, and the video obviously here on YouTube. And I should cut these stems first, so you can kind of see it in the stages that you put it together. Make sure that you subscribe, like, follow, share, all that fun stuff. And follow along, because I'll be having different projects each month. Little felt projects or little crafting projects. That one is adhered. That one goes in there. Last little stem here, and it's okay if you don't put the right, I mean, obviously you'll have a picture, but you don't have to put the same stems and leaves on the same ones I did. It can be mismatched, you know, rearranged or whatever. Oh, it's kind of satisfying to pull those off, and they don't even damage the felt, you know. It's a little piece. This one goes here because I had it on These two colors I swapped, but that's okay. You'll see on the others, because I actually did six little apples, because I wanted to make them string a little farther. There's 2 leaves on this last one. I kind of like, so obviously the big fun juicy red apples are yummy, but I love yellow delicious apples, and I know this is a little pumpkin-y color, but I love it because it's kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Honey Crisp. Those apples are so yummy too. But you can cut them out in whatever color apples that you love. But there's your little designs. So now we've got the little highlights. Sorry, let's not forget that. Little tiny pieces here. When I was doing this, I thought, oh, because I did another paper project, which you will see. I was thinking it would be super fun to make one out of glitter, like a glitter, you know, felt, just a little highlight. Bigger one. And this last guy. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And you can, like I said, you can find these patterns over on my website at toniimlay.com. Follow me on social medias, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff. Anyway, so cute. Let's move to the glue gunning. Okay, let's glue gun these together. Kind of simple here. Little dabs of glue. Don't burn your fingers, or try not to. You can always use fabric glue too. Don't stick your finger on it after. Get those little pieces. Tiny there. Get it just enough for it so it doesn't run out of it over the edge. last one here. And you can obviously put leaves and stems wherever you want. Just trying to get enough. You can put the little highlight wherever you want to. There. There. Big piece. Probably a little more there than I needed. It's all right. It'll help glue down the leaf, right? But they come together pretty quickly. Be a fun little project. Stick to my fingers instead. There we go. Now we're going to glue it onto the string. I have jute, and what I like to do is get my end pieces, however I measure out how long I need it, get my end pieces together, and then I got my center. So with my center, and I kind of, this is like 17 inches, so roughly if I do here, and I actually want to come out a little bit, so have them a couple inches apart. So I'm going to kind of hold that there. And then I'm going to put this one over here, I don't know, roughly, say from center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 inches apart. So I want to line that up there. It's kind of handy having it on a little board here, but kind of stretch that out. It's not exactly perfect, but that's okay. And if you need to, you can always add a little more glue on the top. Okay, I'm going to pull that over. So that one's kind of in the center. And I'm going to, because I'm going to put these this way, I'm going to start them over and do the other ones. So rotate. Does that make sense? So let's put that on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I want it lined up about right there. So I'm going to have like every other color. Gotta get to where I'm rolling it around, huh? Doesn't take too long for it to kind of dry. And I need those two on that side. Oh no, sorry. These two on this side and this one on that side. So I'm going to pull this over. That was out of view a little. So I do 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this guy needs to come about right here. Sorry, get that off my name there. And make sure that you follow along, hit subscribe, like, share, all that stuff, and go and check out. You will get these designs on my website at toniimlay.com, and you can see all the other videos that I do. I'm gonna have this whole little series this month, and I will share more of the fun things that I'm making, so you don't want to miss. It's going to be really fun. Okay, so let's do 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I did the yellow close to that, so no, the red, and I'm going to do this yellow right here. We're going to rotate these around. That one's still gluing. Don't stick your finger in it like I did. Luckily it didn't burn. I'm going to rotate them so they still stay. Let's measure 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here on the 15. We go, and now we'll hold it up and show you what it looks like, okay? Isn't it so cute? Happy crafting, everybody.